Welcome to another episode of the Longhouse with Beard of the North. And as you can see who I have with me, Daniel grew his beard back overnight. But otherwise, Matt from Bay Area Beard.
What's up? How's everybody doing?
How is everybody doing? How are you doing, sir, now that we figured everything out?
Yeah, we had a little bit of a sound issue, I think, for a few seconds there. And when I say we, I mean me. So I don't mean to rope you into this, but yeah, you know, those last second things that just can't work out and then you freak out because we got, 2 minutes to go. But we got to figure it out. And I'm excited to be here. I don't know how I'm going to follow last night and or last week. So sorry in advance.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Echo on my end. Uh-oh.
I'll speak into the microphone.
So when I talk, you guys hear me twice, or when he talks, you can hear me on my end. Because I hear myself.
How about now?
We go from one audio problem to another.
Always, yeah.
Okay, so you're hearing me twice. Because I'm hearing myself, because I think it's his speaker. He can hear me on his mic.
Yeah, I'm probably picking up your voice on my microphone from my computer.
Yep.
Science.
Exactly.
No, but I'm happy to be here. It's I mean, you've had a fun 24 hours, I would imagine.
Well, see, I didn't even know I was going to be on Daniel's show last night until about 2 hours prior. He was supposed to have Everett. Some things happened, and he asked me to come on. I guess something with Everett was issue, but I don't know what it was. I didn't delve into it. I didn't ask him. He just asked me if I would be on there with him, and I said, yeah, no problem, of course.
I mean, I'd say it worked out all right. I mean, you guys, you got up to about 109 in the chat, I think.
Yeah, there was 109 in at one point, and that's the biggest stream he's ever had. And
yeah.
It couldn't have been for anything better.
No, it couldn't have been. I'm happy that he got that kind of support, coming out, because he's shown that much for me. And, you and Corey have sat there while me and him have just kind of rambled on, and talked about ourselves for 2 hours. And, I'm glad you got to be a part of that as well. That was a good time. I got everything but the unscented. I'll use oils, so I bought oils. And I'm excited for him. He definitely deserves that.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I've known about it since he basically kind of had the idea to do it, and just seeing the progress. it was a good way to come to a head, basically.
Yeah.
See it all come together and see how absolutely freaking nervous he was.
In the words of Will Ferrell, Cam Brady from the campaign, welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Now you're on the other side.
Yep. Now he gets to see what it's like from that side.
Do you want to have Matt saying the first curse word tonight? You've lost the bet. Sorry. And I talk so much trash about you, I don't know. It's hyperbolic at this point. I don't even really know how much you cuss, especially on live streams, but I'm just going to roll with this theme that you're the foulest mouth of all of us.
I have earned the rep. I had to really, really, really hold back last night. He told me before the show, he's like, one thing I ask is we keep the F word to a minimum tonight. I said, all right, yeah, no problem. I can do that for you. I can try.
Yeah, he wants it out there for sure. And I mean, I think I was a part of one where one guy, that's the only word he said, and I think it was on a Christian podcast, and I was just like, oh no, what are we doing? But when in Rome, I'll drop the first one.
I tried. There was at one point where there was something being said, and I was saying, yeah, just like your wife, and he's just like, stop it. Oh, but it was funny. It was good time and all. Oh, say hi to some of the people here in the chat. Holy crap.
Yeah, we're
a little behind. Oh, we got E. This fucking guy. Nice to see you, Vato. Joshua Ricks, nice to see you in here, man. Mike Q. Triple B. How you doing, man? I hope the competition was good today. Mark Brown, of course. We got Corey from Weatherbeard. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Corey?
I apologize. I didn't get to play any League with you today. We got Ellie. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Bruce City. My wife. The Ken. The official Ken.
What's up, Ken?
Oh, la-di-da. Scroll. Oh, we got Jay in here. How you doing, Jay?
Jay, what's up?
Nicholas, good to see you, sir. Matt Foley. How you doing, sir? We got Amanda. How are you doing, Amanda?
Amanda.
And then, of course, Gabe. Gabe's along with her. How you doing, Gabe? Chris, of course. Who else do we got that I'm going to scroll back down. I'll notice people. Shit. There's so many goddamn comments. I can't.
You got to catch up.
Can't believe I can say this. First time viewer. Shaky. How doing, sir?
Yeah, if you're joining us from Instagram, go and share it out. Go share, get some people to join. I don't think we're going to get to 109, but
no, I'd rather not get to 109. I do well with smaller groups of people. When we get that's why I didn't talk very much last night, because I was in my own social anxiety brain. Got Chris, how you doing, sir? Jake Marshall. Don't know that. I don't recognize that one. If I don't recognize you, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Still welcome?
Yes, still welcome. Good to see you in here. Thank you for stopping in. So, what did she say? Oh, when I said I couldn't play League with Corey today, she's been going down to the neighbors. They have cattle and sheep, and they're out of town, right? Or they're somewhere down in Iowa. So she goes over there and does some of the chores for them.
That's got to be fun.
She loves it.
That's not like watching somebody's dogs or cats. That's a whole different thing, right?
No, she loves doing it. So, I got Simeon today.
Ooh, you did? Oh, so we're going to do a flash review right in my face.
No, we won't. I just thought I'd let you know that it showed up today. And I really, really like the smell of it in bottle so far.
That's good. I appreciate that. It's colognes are a lot like barbershops. It's like they're this they're same but different, and you got to try and be a little bit different with it, but you also can't be too extreme where then all of a sudden, poof, it's not a cologne anymore. So, like I tend to do with everything.
What's going on, Wiley? Good to see you, man. See, when I got it, when I saw the profile to it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like that one. And then, like, I've been wearing the shit out of not Exodus, the other one you sent me.
Endor?
Endor, yes.
Yeah.
I've been wearing the shit out of that one.
You need to wear more Exodus. You got 2 of them. You need to double up on Exodus. Just take 2 bottles out. Just do it.
What's going on, Aldemir?
What's up, brother?
I like Exodus, but not to the point of where I'm going to wear it as much as I've been wearing Endor, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was, bergamot, green tobacco. That was, I tried to make that kind of like for the community, for the oud, for the birchwood oud type of profile that I know is pretty popular. So that one was kind of, there were fragrances like, or a couple of the releases, like one was Flor de Blanca. I didn't trust that one. And Endor was another one. It wasn't one I was like really strong and trusting because, it typically wasn't my taste. So in creating that, it's tough to kind of know what's going to happen with that. And I mean, Flor de Blanca is one story in its own. So I'm happy you like that one.
I love that one.
Yeah, that one's, and I recreated it, redid it, and I love it now. It's probably my favorite, and I'm happy that it still is everyone else's too. So,
how you doing, Richard? Good to see you, sir.
Yes,
that one, Twinning, I am not a fan of. That cherry in it is a little too cherry for me.
Okay. I think that Daniel wanted. I almost had Reuben was twinning. Almost. I had created 2 different scents. One was Reuben. One ended up being twinning. So, fun fact, you still got what he turned down in Reuben.
Okay.
And I think he wanted more of like an ombre leather, and I think I wanted like a smoother leather. But so I think I'm kind of expecting one of his scents to be ombre leather-esque, and I'm excited about it. So, but yeah, cherry's tough. I don't blame you for not liking cherry because it's like some of those fragrances are just really tough. I appreciate that, Declan.
When it comes to fruits being in scents, I'm very picky because even Reuben, I'm a little not much of a fan.
Hesitant on the it's a bohemian raspberry. It's kind of like a darker patchouli type raspberry but it is added sweetness with the kind of little bit of a cherry wood twist I have in that. The top note on one of the fragrances adds to the sweetness of the raspberry. So I could probably, especially in bottle, so that's tough to get out.
Yeah, because like I said, when there's fruit involved, especially if it's one of the top notes, it almost ends up being all I ever smell because it's all I get from it as this sweet scent, and it's been with damn near every fruit-forward scents I've tried. So, Twinning with cherry, Reuben with the raspberry, and I gave like Adam from Hanyaker a ton of shit for Hidden with the strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like Simeon, holy shit. I'm gonna love that one. I know that.
Yeah. I
Come
don't
on,
think
Andrew.
you're going to. What's up, Andrew? I don't think you're going to see another fruit until probably the tribe of Dan. But Levy and.
Of course.
Yeah. Sorry. Levy and Judah are both going to be some very, very, very unique scents. No fruit in those. So, but there's going to be a couple of unique fragrances in those. I'm excited for those too. But it's,
You've definitely got some very unique scents. I will say that. And some of your box sets that I have, I just, what the hell is this? It's intriguing. It's weird. Do I like it? Yeah, I like it. Well,
I just confuse you. You don't know if you like it or not, but so you're just going to have to keep wearing it to find out.
yes.
I'd like to do less, like when you talk about fruit scents. They're so fun to make too, and especially with any top note, they really bring everything else together. So it's really hard to get away from those fragrances, especially fruit ones, that really tie everything together, and you could smell in bottle that are nice to the people that do enjoy fruit scents. When you make a musky, not cologne, but something that's musky and it's majority middle notes, they're so amazing to create. And I mean, they are like so mellow, and like smelling the fragrance oils and even wearing the fragrance oils as a test is incredible. You put it in bottle mix it with all the carrier oils, and it all disappears. And you're right back to the drawing board. So you're like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to add cantaloupe. Voila. We're done. We're done with this one.
Fuck it, I'm going to add cantaloupe. Fucking piss on it.
Yeah, it's like cantaloupe cologne now. So, yeah.
Matt needs a new twin now. Yeah, since Daniel shaved.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take, something. I need one now. I'm not shaving.
If you didn't get a chance to Mat Hamat, that's a good leather scent. I have not tried it, so if you haven't tried it, Jay says to pick this up.
It is out of stock. Graves and Gardens are gone. There, yeah,
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
So that's why doing the Tribes of Israel 12-part series is Graves and Gardens is had a good run, about a year and a half, and so yeah.
So the 12 tribes, you're releasing one a month, but people can still buy the previous months every month, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So, Bearded Mo, what's up? Thanks for tuning in from the UK.
Yeah, what's going on, Mo?
Yeah. So, March this month will be Levy, the third tribe, and so you could still pick up Reuben and Simeon until they're eventually sold out. I should probably have some extra labels and whatnot that after they're all released, I'll most likely release what I have in single oils to pick up. Yeah, but yeah, it's combos only for the moment, which, I think you get a discount code and it's $34.99 for oil and butter combo.
So I'm going to add something here quick.
Yeah, drop your affiliate code. But yeah, you can. So that's the kind of thing, I didn't want. It's kind of like my closest to what would eventually like be a subscription or a subscription box or series. I thought of making it a 12-month sign up for a subscription, but it's tough to do for 12 cents. And, I thought that I would just let everybody buy what they wanted. I'm going to offer not a giveaway. Everyone that completes the set, I'm going to have some fun items for everyone that does. So that's an incentive. But Yeah.
I think it's cool just that sheet that you send with for the stickers for all the gems. First, I'll tell you, you only need to send me the one.
The poster?
Yeah. I understand that you'll send it no matter what to everybody every time, just because you're not going to keep track of who has what.
Yeah.
But in the back of your mind, for me, I don't need 12 of the posters.
You know, I think for the guys I talk to often and every day and stuff like that, that I would, I know, but you're right. I can't keep track of it. So I think a couple people have already gotten 2 posters, and I got a bunch of them. So, you know, I'm not, but yeah, it's a part of it. Completing that poster with all the stones. So
Yeah, I think that's a really cool little aspect of it.
yeah, I'm pretty excited for kind of, you know, coming up with that little silly idea. And it's also why I didn't do a subscription. I wanted everyone to have fun kind of going down the line.
Any chance of a murderous she-bear scent?
Cocaine bear?
I have no idea what the hell this question is.
Is that what that is?
Fucking Chris. I think we just answered that, right?
Yeah. So after they're all released, I'm gonna open them up to just single oils. So you can just pick up an oil if you want, or I probably just a butter. But I think at that point I'm not gonna continue to make the butters, but I'll sell the single oils. So
How you doing, Travis?
what's up, Travis?
Oh, and then we got Steven. How you doing, Steven?
Steve, congratulations today winning RDU's raffle of the Bay Area combo.
Yes, sir. Congrats today. Doing
Okies in the house.
Apostle a month. Make a silver label for Judas.
Yes, it smells like a bag of coins. smells like betrayal.
How you doing, Okie?
I didn't think of like an apostle or disciple series, but I did. The other option, other than the 12 Tribes series, was going to be an epistle series, like maybe like a 4 or 5 oil set or combo set that had Paul's epistles. So I'd maybe do kind of like a scent geared around each city that he's writing the letter to, like Corinth or Rome or Ephesus. Go on, you go ahead and name the other ones.
If anybody noticed the little satire stuff that I put in the stories for this, you would be surprised how many times I have been asked about how you and Matt are like opposite ends of the spectrum there. And if anybody here that has asked me, doesn't matter. Matt's a good dude.
I mean, I try. I mean, and people say that about the brand, and it's still always been a question of like, why biblical? Aren't you worried? And it's like, no, I mean, and I shouldn't be. And it's not necessarily that it's super preachy. I like telling stories that I love based on my faith, my journey, and I've made really good friends who are very non-believers. Let's put it that way. They are atheists, and they tell me that they are, and we're very good friends. We talk all the time, not about the Bible, but you know, it's my job to be a good person and kind of show everyone that through, you know, I'm a good person, and that, yeah, the Bible is a pretty good moral basis for me trying to be a good person, failing, but trying. You know, I hope everybody at least sees that.
No, spiritual beliefs aside, it's the people, period. Now, it'd be different if Matt was a preachy guy, where it was like if he looked at me and like, if you want to buy my stuff, you need to convert to Christianity. That kind of. Then there'd be some issues. But the first interaction I ever had with Matt was when he was on Chris Fainstock's live on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'd never talked to Matt before, but I knew the premise of his company and the theme that he had behind it, and that he was just a god man. And the first question I asked was, what does he feel about heathens? And do you remember what you said?
I don't, but the question's coming back to me. I mean, I felt like I said something to the point of like, I think we have all been heathens at one point, or that I think that Jesus actually says something that like, what does he say? I'll paraphrase because I'm not a specific scripture quoter, but I can paraphrase pretty good. That it's, what is it? Something that's extent of the prostitute is no further away from God that she wouldn't change her own situation, but somebody who is righteous doesn't think they're in any truth, like thinks they're righteous, thinks they're in no trouble of needing help. So they're the ones that are probably further away from God than someone who isn't. Something like that. I don't remember.
You told me, well, thou shalt not bear witness to false gods.
Did I say that?
You did.
I mean, I still stand behind that. I mean, I'll have to be proof of that. It doesn't sound like something I'd say, but I'll stand behind it if I did.
Nonetheless, it was an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Chris comes.
Now that I've made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, you did a little bit. I'm like, all right, now I feel bad.
You don't ever have to feel bad, man. Oh, Nicholas. Has anybody answered this question yet, or doesn't look like it?
No, I don't. And no, I don't have a coconut forward scent. I kind of messed with coconut early on. In fact, Florida Blanca had a black coconut in the profile that I think is the reason why I changed the scent. It was the only thing that kind of, again, a musky, medium, middle note scent profile. And the coconut is what kind of made it noticeable. So I put that in, and it became really popular. But I hated the coconut, so I took it out. That is the only scent profile I've created that ever had any coconut in it.
Galilee and Patmos are tropical scents. So depends if you're like looking for coconut or if you're looking for more of just a tropical scent.
And Galilee's pineapple, sage, like ginger, grapefruit, while Patmos is more of like a beach, kind of like on the beach, maybe sipping a drink, sand, has some like salty air, oceanic vibes. Very different, even though I guess you could consider them both tropical, but they are both very different scents.
Okay. Ow. Mike. Well, technically, as a heathen, for my side of this, I don't really believe in Lucifer either.
Fact. I guess that would be a true statement. Lucifer's technically a cherubim, or a spiritual being that is kind of, I guess you can, an angel. Angels in the Bible are messengers, but cherubim, he had certain duties. But yeah, if it's in that pantheon of gods you don't believe in, then true.
Yeah, because you got to remember, I'm Norse pagan, so with the way that goes,
Would would pantheon of gods be a correct way to decipher, when we're talking about biblical spiritual beings?
When I think pantheon of gods, I think like pre Christianity, really. Where you had the Greeks and the Romans, they believed in Zeus, Poseidon. They had their pantheon. You had the Greek pantheon. Then you have the Norse pantheon. And I know, like, Native Americans, their pantheons. Christianity was like the first one that said, no, there's only one God for all.
I mean, I'll correct you and say Judaism first, and then even before that, technically. So we are here, but shit, we're here. So it's of my belief that I hold the Old Testament in the same regards as the New. So if you talk about Christianity, I'll start from the beginning. So I think that Jews and Christians started at one same point and then drifted away. But I think it's actually started way before. So, I would almost refer to it as like a Judeo-Christianity, and I see the Bible from more of like a Hebraic perspective. So I think that the New Testament is actually just the Old Testament kind of written in a different way. It could, because everybody that was in the New Testament saw everything from an Old Testament perspective. They were all Jews, they were all Hebrews. So anyway. So I don't really consider them two different things, even though the doctrines and traditions have gone haywire. So but yeah, you are right.
Everybody can interpret it however they really want, in a sense. Mm-hmm. How you doing, Tyson? Good to see you, sir.
Chris, can we block Chris from the religion aside? The dad jokes. There's no place. There's no place for.
Chris is just on the money with his dad jokes.
Yeah. He'll tag me in his TikToks, and I'm like, I gotta watch it now, and it's a dad joke.
Watch it. I know what it is.
I've been tagged.
But aside from the 12 tribes, you did a lunchbox thing? I had no idea about this until I saw a post today.
Yes, I wanted to do something kind of nostalgic and fun. And again, I like to do a little bit of everything. I have, being from Tampa, here in Tampa, living in Tampa, and I do some Tampa Bay themed scents. I have, like a Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa Bay Buccaneers throwback, like an orange creamsicle. By the way, does citrus count as a fruit? Is that like excluded from what you would consider fruit scents?
Citrus can be such a broad spectrum I'd look at, I guess. So I guess when I think of citrus, I almost end up like referring to it almost like a cologne scent. That's the way citrus comes off to me a lot of the time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's when you think fruity scents, I don't really include like citrus, but
right.
But yeah, I wanted to do just something fun, nostalgic, and I wanted a reason to bring back the chocolate chip cookie dough that I had. And that was it. So I just wanted to do like a lunchbox. So it's kind of like you got a cookie, a comic book, and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich type of thing. So that was like the idea behind that. Just something fun, kind of out of the blue. I think with the Four Horsemen box set, the Moedim box set, the Revelation box set, this was the next box set. And I wanted it to be like non-biblical, just something fun.
Okay.
So I try and do more of I try and even it out, but again, like Strawberry Festival, Ybor City Tobacco, like everything that's kind of like me, that's just people can enjoy without having the the biblical story or the Hebrew pronunciation of a name. So yeah, I'm trying to do some of everything.
Oh, I know you do. You and I have talked before that you don't. Yeah, you have your Hebrewic names, but you also have your random shit that you do too.
Yeah, I'm whimsical. I do some random shit.
Which there is nothing wrong with.
No, and it's one of those. If I don't know if any other company owners are in here, but when you get an idea, is it like are you like Ben Affleck from The Accountant, like where you can't function until you finish it, like, or is it something that you keep going back to and you'll mess with it?
How you doing, Melissa? I hope the meet up today was pretty cool. It must have been good if Garrett's already out cold.
Nice.
They did that huge meetup beard competition and everything over in Michigan that everybody was all hyped up for. Saw some of the live that Garrett was posting. I watched a little bit of that and saw some of the posts that Dan C put up. Looked like it was a fun time. Way too fucking many people for me, but
I like to consider myself an introvert, but I tend to come alive when there's more people, even though it just can get a little bit uncomfortable. I like to see. I like to probably go to the next Dan C meetup when he comes back to Orlando. I unfortunately, as a mailman, got to work during the week, and typically those meetups are on Wednesday. Just haven't been able to kind of catch wind of them before it's too late.
I never have to worry because nobody comes to Minnesota for anything. So I think there's only one bearded guy that I know of that's in the community kind of thing. Maybe two that are in Minnesota.
I mean, I'm a big Nick Swartzen fan, but he's not in the beard community.
No, he's not.
He's from Minnesota.
A sea of red and black flannels. Because Lansing isn't that big. Lansing, Michigan is where it was. From what I understand, it's not that big of a thing. Or big of a town, I should say.
I know Ann Arbor is basically just a college town, right? It's like Gainesville. It's just college town, and that's it. It's like a very small population, but it's feels like a capital within itself. Is that right?
How you doing, Sean? Fuck you too.
What's up, Sean?
I'm surprised you're not sleeping, Sean.
10:30. Yeah, he's...
Yeah, super small little town. Where in Minnesota are you going to be, Chris? Up in the Twin Cities? Because I'll never go to that fucking shithole. Minnesota literally is the Twin Cities, Duluth, and everything else is farm and forest. The highest concentration of people is in the Twin Cities and in Duluth.
I was in St. Paul in 2021 for Ohio State versus Minnesota Golden Gophers. I visited for a weekend and enjoyed the museum and watched a football game. It was a good time. I liked Minnesota.
What time of year were you here?
September. Actually, it might have been August. It might have been August, but I think it was around Labor Day. So yeah.
Yeah, so it was still nice and warm and all that good stuff here.
Actually, got cold the day I left. So
how cold? What was it, like 50 something?
I mean, it rained too. It rained, which made it colder. I mean, come on. Yeah, I think it was probably in the mid 50s, I think. Which I didn't pack any warm clothes. I mean, I was fine, but like when if there's a 6 in front of the number, it's cold in Florida to Floridians. So you can't blame me for that.
Fucking pussies.
So yeah, if there's a 6 in front of the number, we're wearing scarves. Not because we're cold, but for fashion. That's even worse.
Ah, shit.
They want to make a statement that like, it's chilly. It's a little chilly out. Oh my God, we're gonna go get Starbucks. It's chilly. It's 68 degrees. Yeah, that's what happens.
You're very good about making fun of your own people.
Yes.
Oh, that's fucking funny. One of my buddies that I've known for 15 years lives in Texas. For his job, he had to come up to Minnesota, and he was in Zumbrota. And it was he got here like a day before we were supposed to get that nasty storm. We were going to get like damn near 2 feet of snow, and it was blizzard, all sorts of shit. And when he got here, he sent us a picture saying, when you forget that it's 25 degrees and you forgot your coat when he got off the plane. And we were probably halfway through the blizzard, and we messaged him and said, so are you stuck here? Because pretty sure they were going to ground all the planes.
Oh.
They whined and got sent back a day early.
Oh.
And he's like, what is with you and your wife hoping that I was going to get caught up there? Because anytime we talk to you, especially during the wintertime, you always talk about how it's so nice in Texas. And it sucks here. So we wanted you to experience it for once.
Yeah, there's a few states that really trick you. And I'm from Columbus, Ohio originally, and that's another one. And, it may not seem like it does, but Ohio is definitely one that'll mess with you. It's I visited in April, and it was high 50s, low 60s, and then that night, between Friday night and Sunday, it got the most snowfall in a 48-hour period since Ohio became a state in 1803 in the middle of April. And I was like, all right, well, I'm only visiting in August from now on. So oh, March 18th. All right.
See, Ken, I want to tell you to fuck yourself since you're out in Hawaii, and it's like this every day of the year.
Well, Ken, got you beat. It's 74.
Fuck you both.
74, Ken. Got you beat. Florida over Hawaii.
Actually, it made it to 40 today. So
that's not bad.
Actually, it was quite warm today.
There's something about waking up and it's like mid 50s, and then it just creeps up to 70 is like a perfect day. Like when it's actually cold in the morning, but it warms up. We don't get that in Florida. You're sweating at 9 a.m. here. It's not fun. I mean, you can put on more blankets, but you can't take off more clothes. If you're
That's what I always say, though, when everybody says, well, if you hate living in Minnesota, you hate the cold, why do you still live there? Well, because I don't necessarily hate the cold. I hate the 10 to 15 feet of goddamn snow we get throughout the winter.
Yeah.
And I can always put on more clothing. I can always wear more blankets. I can only go down to my birthday suit when it's too hot.
Yeah, and you're still sweating. And it's not fun if you're laying in a bed and you have to take your blankets off. That's not sleeping. I don't know, like. So yeah, sometimes you're like, I like to be cozy. You see, hear a bearded man say that on YouTube. I like to be cozy,
I
but
like to be cozy.
cozy wozy, comfy wumpy. South
How you
Park.
doing, Diablo?
But you can't if it's 90 out at midnight, and it's like there's nothing else you could do. Your air conditioner is like, duh, dude, come on. I can't. I got nothing left.
I can't. It's like, what's his name from the Green or the what was that movie called? I'm tired, boss. I can't remember the name of that movie though. It had Tom Hanks and
Green Mile?
Green Mile. Yes. I'm tired, boss. That's what I think of when I see that. My wife sent me a meme, and it was something about the fan that you've had in your bedroom that's been running on high for 3 years straight. I'm tired, boss.
Yeah, I mean that's sometimes like as a and I as a mail carrier, my full time job during the summer is and I like it. I'm not complaining, but the air conditioning in those is just a dirty little fan. It's dirty. It just blows dirt and
it blows hot air. That's all it is.
Hot air, and in fact, after 90 degrees, all it does is actually make the temperature higher because it's just circulating hot air. So it sucks, and you sweat, and it's
No,
but
I'm good. I'll sit in front of a fan with a big bowl of ice, bare-assed, and have it blow at me in that sense.
But I'll take that all day over. I don't know how mail carriers and snowstorms deliver the mail. I mean, it's just it seems like, especially with ice, like icy roads. It's like, how are you? At what point do you go? We can't. We need a hurricane. And we were out there in September during the hurricane here. But I mean, if there's ice on the roads, how are you getting to where you're supposed to go?
Especially in those big box cars like that UPS and FedEx and all them have.
Huge.
I would not want to be out driving in a blizzard and that, but I think the majority of the time they call them in.
Yeah.
And they just say, sorry, not getting delivered today.
Yeah. Metal cleats.
See, Corey, I had a game yesterday where I was 19-4 as Ezreal, and I still lost. So I understand your pure joy.
What are we playing?
A game called League of Legends.
I have not played League of Legends.
I had a very unhealthy addiction to it for about 4 years.
Is unhealthy lost relationships?
No, did not lose relationships, but it made my anger even worse than it is now. I've actually toned back because I quit playing it for 4 years. And then I decided one day to get a hair up my ass and download it again, and now I'm trying to look at it as it's fun. I'm not going to get mad.
Listen, I think I've broken a few controllers over NCAA football, and I don't think I've broken one over Call of Duty. But if the neighbors could hear me, might have been arrested. But it's been a while since I played.
I don't know. The video games and Legos are the child in me that I will never let go of. I'm a nerd at heart in that sense.
How do you feel about Legos have become more of like a collector item type of thing. Instead of you going to the store and buying a Lego set that you want to build and have, it's now you have to spend premium dollars for something that you may or may not want because collectors have bought them up and are reselling them. Like how do you feel about stuff like that? Is that you? Are you more of, or do you buy them to just have, collect, or you like to build them and look at like a real person?
Like a real person. I love building them. It's not having it. That is this shit.
Yeah.
Where Legos, it's I love building it.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. Like you go to Target, and I think I saw a DeLorean, and I was like, I want that. Like the kid in me is like, I want that, and then the other half's like, don't, because then you're gonna buy everything. But then I looked, and the price was like $250 for a Lego, and I was like, who did this? Who did this to Legos that it's $250 for a DeLorean?
I have a Death Star that's like 1,300 pieces, and that was close to $300.
Man.
Yeah. I grew up building Legos. I grew up with Lincoln Logs. Lincoln Logs were the greatest thing as a child because you could build these massive buildings, and then with my mentality at the time, I liked playing Army with G.I. Joes and all that, so you got to destroy the shit after you built it. So that was the fun part.
You can wreck it.
It was a hell of a lot better to wreck toys that you built that you could just rebuild versus wrecking something that your mom has. Like, my mom had these porcelain cats. And it was like a mom cat, and it had 3 kittens. And they were porcelain, and my brother and I thought it'd be a great idea to throw the kittens at the wall. So I'm sure she was more than happy. You destroy your toys.
Yeah. Yeah, I had enough action figures where I would. I mean, those are the things getting destroyed. I don't think I was really big into Legos. I think I might have, as a 5-year-old, had some of the Star Wars figurines that were like this big. Like they weren't regular size action figures. Remember that they were like half the size, and that's what made them huge. Playing those, but that's probably about it. I think
Jason, you watch your mouth in here. I can kick you out of here.
Legos and Death Star talk. Yeah, we're all over. We went from, the Bible to Legos.
Yes.
No stone unturned here on in the Longhouse.
Not whatsoever. Yes, I had this stuff too. It was WWF back then.
Yes.
Now, Mark, I know you're a lot older than I am. No offense or anything like that. But I had these as WWF and WCW.
I mean, here's a fun fact. I used to, every night during my bath, there with the the figures, the big ones that were like made of rubber, but like hard rubber, you couldn't bend them. They all had like a pose, but I don't know if anybody remembers this in the chat. They weren't action figures. You couldn't move them, you couldn't bend them, nothing. They were just big, hard rubber figures, and they all had one pose, and that was it. And it was just Royal Rumble in the bathtub.
Yes.
Every night, and you had to go over the edge. You went over the edge, and you were out of the bathtub. That was still the best time.
So many nights you spent an hour in the bathtub with your, like, I had G.I. Joes, and I had like this big shark. And of course, one of my favorite movies is Jaws. So, as you can see how far that went.
Yeah. Also, another fun fact: there may or may not have been a couple of Thundercats and or Transformers in the Royal Rumble. Whose
Transformers.
whose childhood was better, than us '80s kids?
My mom collects silver spoons and made me and my little sis go with her.
Oh man!
Oh, I'm sorry, Jay.
Somebody do a wellness check on Jay, please. Shit.
See, Jason, I didn't blow him up with firecrackers. I shot him with a BB gun. That's what I would do.
Man, if we only knew probably too how much those would be worth nowadays that we played with and just wrecked. We just burned them. We set them on fire for our imagination. And find out today today you're like, yeah, they're worth $1,000. Like, oh man, I shoved that in a frog's mouth. That's what I did with it. Like, oh man.
It's better. Well, I'm not going to tell that story. Cars still have 3 of Mask. Mask don't ring a bell to me.
Mask, I remember. There's a couple of those that were. I think the other thing on that was Thundercats. There was also one called Thunderbirds, which was kind of like almost like a Power Rangers, Voltron hybrid type of
I
thing.
remember
Those were
Voltron.
fun.
Yep.
Yeah, Voltron. They had another one around the same time as Voltron called Thunderbirds, I think, where they were all like Iron Man type. They had like all these like metal like suits that were like birds. It was like an Iron Man type before its time.
See, women were fucked up too. It wasn't just us guys with our figure toys. Women did this shit. I remember my sister used to do that shit to her Barbies.
Cut off all the hair.
Cut off all the hair, rip the head off completely. Looking forward to see how my daughter's gonna handle shit like that. She likes destroying stuff now.
That's yeah, Thunderbirds.
Skyhawks.
Skyhawks was another one. I think that was probably one I was looking for. But Skyhawks, Thunderbirds, they were all in the Voltron, not knockoff, but yeah, they were. And Thundercats, they were all kind of a mishmash of all that stuff.
Chris. Fucking dad jokes.
Yeah, you're blowing all your good material here on
Yeah,
YouTube.
you
Save
need to
it
save
for
some
TikTok.
of them. There is a unique store near us. Vintage Star Wars, G.I. Joes, Transformers. Sells all that stuff. $600 for a Transformer?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
I mean, they're making, it's not life size, but they make, an Optimus Prime that you just hit a button and it does all the transforming, which is everything we dreamed of in the 80s. Now we're adults and can afford it.
Yeah. Well, you can't even afford it. You just want it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like, I don't have a girlfriend, but I have this Optimus Prime that transforms on its own. Yeah, you got to give it. You can watch it and enjoy it, but you talk about having an addiction to stuff like that. That's why us guys, we have that where if I got into paintball, I got to have the best. I gotta have the best gun, and it's gotta have a hopper that it's motorized, and the trigger does this, so it shoots more paintballs per minute, and it's matching gear, and it's just you get in, it's just you dump everything into that hobby, and if Legos is your hobby, you're You know, you're not doing it for resale, but you're doing it to collect and have and make the most enjoyable hobby that's yours. And that's, I mean, circle back around to beard care, but you know, that's again why I try and create these things. It's not just a hobby. It's hygiene. But it's,
It
you know,
has
it's
a
a
function.
yeah, it has a function. It's community. But I like to create the products that you can walk by and look on your shelf and go, wow, those are all really cool. This is kind of like you would like your action figures or Legos, where you go, wow, that's really cool that I have that.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah,
and
that's with any. If you have a collector's mind,
mm-hmm.
you know, I have a collector mindset, so I have to try really hard not to get too into something, because otherwise I'll be broke all the fucking time. I got into the beard product stuff. Now I think I told Garrett earlier today, I'm at 86 companies with hundreds of products.
I imagine you have to go through your shelf and go, which of these are good now? Or still.
I could guarantee there is a lot of stuff that is probably rancid.
Again, so it's like a collector's mindset, right?
Yes.
Where if, you know, you're like, oh, I'm not going to wear this, but, you know, I'm going to like this
I like
chocolate
the way
chip.
it looks.
Yeah, this chocolate chip cookie dough, you know, takes me back. You know, I might only open it and sniff it and go, wow, that's nice. But and you know, that's good enough. It can be good enough if you have 10 or 12 other of mine or anybody's that you wear on a daily basis, but you know, you have where you'll just open them and smell them and go, wow, that's really nice that I have that. It makes me feel good. So
Yeah, because like with Bam from Jolly Old Fat Man a long time ago, I had won a giveaway from him, and it was all of his collab oils that he had did. And he messaged me and he said, I can't get this certain oil for this one. Are you a collector? Do you want just the bottle? And I said,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
yeah. Yeah. It's like if you ask anybody, like, who's going to be the first one to complete the ephod, like for my Tribes of Israel series? Me. I'm going to be the first
Yeah,
one.
you
Like,
would be the first one.
like whenever I get my sticker sheets in for the scents, like I'm the first one, I'm like opening and putting the sticker on the poster. I'm like so excited. I'm like, there's the second one. Like I'm the biggest kid, you know, before, you know, I try and relay what I enjoy to everybody. Like I'm enjoying it behind closed doors. And I'm like, you know, looking at the labels and like, I'm like lining them up, you know, like, look how cool those look next to each other. Like I'm a big kid at heart too. So, you know, that's what I like. And I hope that everyone that buys my products gets to enjoy that too. You know, it's like I'm a little OCD, so when you see all the stones lined up or like any of the products, like, okay, I have too many black labels in my lineup. I need a different color label so that it looks cool next to each other. So, you know, that's what I hope that people can see. That's, you know, it's fun.
Right. Yeah, because like I have your set up here, and I've kept every one of the boxes. The box sets that you did, I've kept all the boxes because I think that sometimes it's just the packaging. Even
Yeah, I still have this sitting on my desk.
the hell is that?
It's the Moedim box set. I think that might have been before your time.
It must be, yeah, because I don't remember.
But that's yeah, that was the first box set I released. It was 5 oils. I
the
think it was
first
like,
one that I got from you was the Revelation.
yeah, this one was the first one. I think Sukkot is the only one that survived this. Indoor is actually Bikurim. It's kind of redesigned, but That one I might actually bring back in a better way. That was my first thing. So again, it's try and do something different than I did before.
Right. Now, is this pertaining to Simeon Diablo? You have to let us know.
Yeah, if Simeon, the Flats, the Strawberry Festival scent. Might be good for Dan to let you hear about the non-fruit scent that he liked.
Simeon is. I've only smelled it in bottle, but it is a very smooth, fantastic cologne.
That one is a. I have started using like fragrance oil, essential oil combinations. So a lot of the newer scents will actually have a small percentage of very specific essential oils that go along with the fragrance oil that's in it. And I don't like doing just a cologne. Like I'll have like Tom Ford White Suede is in Metzola. Tobacco Vanilla is in Florida Blanca. It's a small note within the larger profile. The same thing with Simeon. It is 4 or 5 different specific colognes all mixed together, and even those colognes are fragrance and essential oil combinations. So it's a lot of different things. You should be picking up a lot of different cologne smells in a good way.
It's really good. My wife even likes it. My wife hates 90% of the shit that I get.
What does she enjoy most? What does she enjoy mostly? Like what types of scents?
Fruit, food. Like
Fruit and
she
food?
absolutely loves like second banana from 8-bit. His Kirby one. Can't think of the name of it.
I remember that one.
And then the one that he just released, the 8-bit party
Birthday cake. Yeah.
birthday cake. She was like over the moon about that one.
Yeah, that one's on my list. I got to get that one.
I, on the other hand,
Not so much.
not so much.
Yeah, my girlfriend, like I create the fruity scents, and a lot of people have raved about the flats and being strawberry, and it's not fake. It's a nice strawberry shortcake scent. She likes that one, but she'll tell me if it's too sweet. And typically, like my fruity, fun scents, she's like, I don't like that one. She likes the cologne, the manly scents. So, but
See,
it differs.
that's the thing is she doesn't like that stuff on me. She would
Okay.
rather put it in like a diffuser, or she would add some of it to like a wax melt thing. That's the way she likes that stuff, or a candle. But if it's on me, she hates it. But that's because she's associated it with me. She would rather me smell like a man.
Yeah,
What she deems as that.
yeah, typically. I think that, but I've heard, I heard something. One of my buddies at work, he bought the lunchbox set, and he said that he goes, my wife, my, she turned the R word on me. She's like, she wouldn't leave me alone. She's like, I had to push her off me. She's like, from the chocolate chip cookie dough scent. So it was, I mean, it depends. Like some women like like Sukkot, like that, a little bit of a feminine, the lavender, the nighttime, the soft, soothing scents. And then they like the men that smell like men, the dark, rugged cologne leather. So
Yeah, she likes like the dark colognes on me. That's most of the time what she likes on me. But like I said, 90% of what I wear she doesn't like. I always get that smells like pine sol, or that smells like this. Soap.
They're so good in determining like colors. We're like, that's purple. They're like, that's mauve or lavender, and we're like, that's purple. But like for us as guys, we're like that is Texas cedarwood, and she's like, that's pine, or like they don't care. It's because they don't care. So
just like how there's only 6 colors on the color wheel, but there's 600 in a woman's version.
yeah, exactly. But in our scent, you're like, oh, this has Arabian sandalwood. She's like, that's vanilla. Like she too much vanilla. You're like, that's Egyptian musk and Arabian sand. They don't diversify the scents when it comes to like stuff we like.
It smells like beanie weenies, huh?
Don't you lie to me, Corey. Beanie weenies. I've tried some barbecue fragrances, and on the surface they seem like a really good idea. Other than like a campfire, fireside, like I've tried like barbecue, and it's for some reason they don't hit like they should.
My own wax melts. See, people do their own things too. I get lemon pledge.
Yeah, pine sol, lemon pledge.
See, my wife hates lavender too. She absolutely hates it.
Yeah, my friend requested I wear it to bed.
Well, it's supposed to be a soothing, comforting scent. Like, there's a beer gent scent. I think it's Genie. Now I can't think of the name of it. That I wore for a long time that actually did help me calm down at night. And I was able to help sleep.
You know, like the pillow spray. You can spray the pillow with it.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, the pillow spray with like lavender. Yeah, oh yeah, it'll help you go to sleep. Yeah, it's there's a few beer companies that have like the nighttime scent. I know Beer Gents is one. Yep. But it's gonna be good too. So
yeah, that's the thing, is it's got to be good too.
Yeah, lavender's strong. It can be like one of those make or break fragrances it's tough to pair with some stuff, and it's like good for that thing. You're not really putting lavender in for a different use, but yeah.
See, like Richard says here, lavender done right. If it's done and it's not a super straightforward, strong way. If it's subtle and mixed well with other like calming notes, it works really well, I think.
Yeah. It's there's not a whole lot. I think mine is lemon verbena. So it's lemon lavender, but it's like a soft lemon.
Yes, this one. Night Pirate.
Night Pirate.
But have you ever done any off the wall stuff to like, I'm still waiting on it, but Adam from Hanyaker was going to make me a scent that it was basically, we're going to call the McBeard. It had French fry grease, burger, and something else. I think it was either ketchup or mustard or something like that. He had all these scents that he bought it just for fuck it, let's see. Have you ever got any off the wall shit like that?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, not that extreme. There was one that I almost released. It was blueberry pancakes, maple glazed bacon, and I think blackstrap molasses. So it was kind of like a breakfast food scent. It was really good. So you get blueberry, maple, and bacon. So again, when I do a food scent, I'm combining, and again, these are like fragrances. So the fragrance is like blueberry pancakes, right? So I'll put that in the profile where instead of just going blueberry and vanilla, which is basically a version of that, right? Like a blueberry cake or something. But I'll put blueberry pancakes because it seems more intriguing. And obviously it does smell like blueberry pancakes. But I'll do that for effect. So when people say like it's a food scent, but no, it's a very, like it's a form of a blueberry.
Okay.
But mixing, the smokiness of the bacon and then the sweet of the blueberry, and you got that little bit of like what you feel is like a fried cake. So it smells like breakfast. It creates more of a mood than you are really thinking about food. All those combinations. That was one I was going to release. I never did. I liked it. It was good.
Could you keep it for your own collection?
I did, and I think it's kind of gone. But I think blueberry thyme will be in Dan, so it's not going to be a food scent. But I did like a pineapple upside down cake. As yeah, that nothing off the wall. There was one, I think, when I was working with Bearded Horsepower for fun. I got something called like race fuel. Like race fuel, high octane. So it was like smelled like gasoline and exhaust. And there was no way to make anything with, because it was like it smelled exactly like it, and you couldn't create anything. But it was like, this will be motor oil and race fuel. And there was one called burnt rubber. So I'm like, race fuel, exhaust, fumes, and burnt rubber. And you're like, this is gonna be the manliest scent of all time. And you're like, no, sorry, you're not gonna be able to breathe.
Yeah, you want to have a migraine all day.
Yeah, that was one I tried to mess with, and I'm like, you're never going to make this. But it was like really cool to think that you could. You're like, this is going to be so manly. You're going to feel like you're in a garage all day. I'm like, and there was a fragrance called sawdust. It's like, ooh, and add sawdust. You're just going to grow hair on your chest when you wear this. It's like, or you're not, you're going to choke to death. It's just, it's just not doable. Some really cool ideas are just not doable.
Right. There's only one. Bam from Jolly Old Fat Man is the only one that I've known to put like motor oil scent or gasoline into any of his scents.
Yeah, I don't know how. If you could do it, I mean, just to say that it's in there, that's another thing I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to put it in there, just to say it's in there, and it's just like with just one drop. It's just not. You can't. Like there's, I think that was it. I never really had any other ideas, for anything too crazy. I mean, I already kind of do the food sense. The peanut butter and jelly besties in the lunchbox, has a fragrance called Friendship Bread, which is basically the bread fragrance in that scent. It's it brings it all together. It's really cool. It gives you that really authentic feeling that you're wearing like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's really cool. But it's like, where are you using that? That's just like I know that I think Jimmy over at Ruddy Man did like a pizza. I think Iowa Beer Co. did some sort of pizza, like pepperoni pizza and pineapple, like a Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I think a Ninja Turtles one that was themed that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that was intriguing. And he had one that was like a baseball, like it was like you felt like you're out in the diamond and the dirt and the grass. That was like really cool. Leather, but it smelled really good. It was really smooth. Nothing crazy. I don't think that's I'm already doing kind of like food scents or themes or like you know next month we'll have a fragrance in it that is used in a lot of colognes, but I'm going to mention it by itself. Ambergris. If anybody knows what ambergris is in the chat, I will Levy will have ambergris in it. Yeah, if somebody wants to put it in the chat what they know what it comes from, you might can say this might be a little crazy. There you go. Jose.
Whale vomit, huh?
Yep.
That's intriguing. It's sperm whale bile extract.
Yep. It's like
What the
like
fuck?
yeah. Oud or something like that. Like it's the very it's high used in high end colognes. It's by the way, it's a fragrance, so it's not the real thing. I don't want to gross anyone out. It's a note in a fragrance that I am using. So it's not real. There's no but it's nice. And again, it's
That's funny as shit.
but that'll be in Levy. That'll be actually this month's Tribes scent. But it'll be a small note. It's not going to be a big one. But again, I'll have some cologne vibes.
So, Richard, curious about cologne scents in your main line.
Exodus is like a campfire cologne. Top note is frankincense in that one though, and myrrh. But that's a cologne scent. Twinning has some cologne vibes to it. Metzola is like an aquatic cologne. Bay rum, barbershop, white suede. Simeon is a cologne forward.
Yes, it is. It's nice.
Reuben has cologne in it, but it's more of a bottom note. And 1976 is a creamsicle cologne. Again, the cologne in that's a bottom note, though. It's not going to be forward. But it's a nice mix.
I don't know if Corey was offended about the sawdust thing or...
And you know what, Corey? Sawdust, that fragrance was actually really nice. I tried a few times to put that in a few different things. Didn't work out, but the sawdust, it doesn't smell bad. That one actually was, really nice. Could add some edge to some profiles. It's the other things that made it really bad. But sawdust is actually pretty good. I'm not knocking that one.
Wow.
It's extremely expensive. I don't know if anybody knows this. If you find it on the beach, pick it up because it's worth a lot.
Whale shit is worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. The things that humans find worth value. Ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like if you find it on the beach, let's pick it up, sell it. It's worth like, I don't know, $200. And I don't know what then, but it's worth a lot.
Oh, of course it's illegal in the U.S.
Is it really? I don't think if.
Well, it was nice of you to join us tonight, Melissa.
Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, Exodus and Metzola are pretty good. I think those are cologne more in the middle, but can kind of move forward. Yeah, good point. Who picked that up?
Well, the studying part, okay, I get that part, but let's put it in high-end perfumes and colognes. That's where I'm wondering who the fuck thought that idea was a good idea.
I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff in perfumes and colognes. I mean, it's I mean, that's one of them.
Yeah, I know where musk comes from. Oh yeah, it's right there. It
Wow.
can come from deer too. There's a lot of things where it's like, who was the first person that thought that would be a great idea?
Yeah.
You know, like turning over a pile of cow shit and seeing the mushrooms on there and going, hey, let's eat them and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, absinthe. I mean, if you're kind of trying to embody like what the fragrance does, and again, all of these are fragrance oil, so I don't know if other companies are using the real deals in some of these, but fragrance wise, what that fragrance embodies is in a profile is probably the biggest thing for me. It's like people love finding stuff on the beach. It's like,
yeah, people find stuff all over on the beach, and everybody ends up finding it worth some sort of value.
yeah, it's like people love. It's like oysters, or it's like
Seashells.
they make jewelry, and like they're an appetizer. And they're a snot in a rock.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a giant booger,
Yeah, it's a giant snot.
but
And
it's great to eat.
people love it. People love it. It's
And
an
apparently-
aphrodisiac.
I was just gonna say, apparently an aphrodisiac
Yeah.
make you hornier than fuck.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to go grab some snots in a rock, and then go back to my place?
Yeah, and we have a big orgy.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great fucking idea.
I'll take 12 of them. Take 12 snots in a rock. So here's the fun part. Like I don't eat shellfish. So even as a Christian, I do follow Levitical food laws. It's not kosher. That's more Judaism. This is technically biblical. So I don't eat pork or shellfish. So of which oysters is one, but that's here nor there.
Isn't there somewhere in the Bible that shrimp is the devil or something?
I don't know about the devil. It's just what he calls an abomination to you. I mean, it's just for me. It's just God says, "Hey, don't eat these. It's not food." Like, and I always
They're
joke
fucking
with,
delicious.
yeah. Listen, I like butter too. But that's like lobsters. It's like, you guys want to eat this giant swimming sea scorpion? No, it's just for me. It's just God says, hey, these things are food. These aren't. And that's it. And I know it's like, so I don't eat them, but. I do like if anyone has ever smelled oysters Rockefeller or watched them being made, I'm like, all right, I kind of want one. Have you ever seen that? It's just like a guy and he takes oysters and he's just ladling butter, just ladling,
Oh, of course.
and he just I don't know why this is. He's throwing Parmesan cheese at it and like butter and garlic, and I'm like, this looks amazing. And it smells great. It doesn't smell like shellfish anymore. But
I love seafood. I love, lobster, crab, shrimp. About the only seafood, I guess you could say, that I don't like to eat are like and now I can't think of the name of them. They're like they're like this big.
Scallops.
Scallops. Yes.
Yeah.
They remind me of chewing on a rubber eraser.
And they're perfectly formed squares or whatever.
I'm not a fan. My dad loved them, but no, I couldn't do them. Other than that, I'll eat about anything.
Yeah, biblical stuff aside, I tend not to like to eat foods that make jewelry, or that people catch with their feet, like out there like shuffling their feet and catching clams. They're like, can't wait to cook those up with my spaghetti.
So now, why do you not eat pork?
It's just biblically, to me,
Okay.
God says it's not food. I eat turkey bacon. Is that, you guys are gonna make fun of me? By the way, before I even finish saying that, I'm like, he's never not gonna make fun of me for saying this. I know.
Turkey bacon. Show me the fucking bacon on turkey.
Just dark meat and flavor. I eat turkey pepperoni, turkey bacon. Yeah, I don't eat pork, and it's just one of those things. It's just where I see a list of where God's like, "Hey, don't eat this." I'm like, "All right, I don't, I used to, and I like it. It's not I don't like it. Yeah.
This I would.
All right, Mark.
I'd be okay with that if you're allergic to pork. It's kind of understandable. I don't really want you to, have your throat swell up and you die.
Uh-oh. That's good. I don't eat pork, but I will drown in my Guinness. No,
Need a
it's
second to go get a towel.
no, it's fine. It's been sitting there all night, and for some reason, the nitrous decided to explode. Yeah, it's yeah, that's just a decision.
I thought the pork thing was more like no, I can't think of the religion, like a Hindu or
So I believe Islam is also, they don't
Islamic.
eat pork.
Yeah, them.
Islamic, Judaism, obviously they don't. But again, that stems from the Levitical food laws. They've added a whole bunch of, kosher is totally different. They have different laws and regulations and traditions about what makes a food kosher and what doesn't. For me, it's just plain and simple. It's just that God said, "Hey, this is not food. Don't eat it." And I'm like, all right, that's good enough for me. And I mean, it's, I don't listen to all the things. Well, I try, but
I mean, I don't judge anybody for it. I'm just curious because there's parts of it that I don't know, like why. Like I had heard people don't like to eat pork because it's a dirty, nasty animal.
that's been kind of what people have tried to use. If you've had
an animal, yeah.
Yeah, like if you've had apologists, like if you get Christian apologists, they'll say, well, the pig is the only, animal that can eat cancer and not die. It's like, well, have you seen what a chicken eats?
Chickens are cannibals. Chickens will eat whatever the hell they can grab.
Yeah, chicken eat plenty of garbage, and then of course, like, but a lot of the animals on that list are essentially scavenger. They're scavenger animals. Like you have lobsters and shrimp. They're bottom feeders, like crabs. They typically clean up after the other animals. Vultures, birds of prey, not birds of prey, but typically in the vulture family that will eat dead animals or dead carcasses or trash, something like that. But again, that's kind of like what the apologists will come out and say. And again, there's no scientific 100% foolproof reason.
Sometimes I just think I don't like it, so I want other people to not like it. Sometimes that's the way I think about it.
Yeah.
And,
again, like kosher is like if it touched this, or if there wasn't the correct blessing said before it was killed. Like, that's kosher. But, biblically, there's only like a couple of actual laws, food laws, and it's that you can't eat anything that's been strangled or roadkill. It's like it has to be properly killed and just essentially humanely.
Harvested.
Yeah. The blood has to be properly drained. And there's a couple of, I guess, significations on what is and is not food. And then that's it. There's no other. But yeah, that's just one of the things that,
'Cause I know there are tribes in Africa that don't eat cattle because they're sacred.
Yeah. Yeah. There was, I had heard, and we're here, but it was, I think Graham Hancock. Do you know who Graham Hancock is?
No.
He's kind of like an archaeologist. He has a brand new show on Netflix. It's pretty good. You can check it out. There's a little bit of science-y aliens things in there. But he talks about the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah, I don't need to pour it. I'm like, this is fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Egyptians did it too. They,
there's
the
a
cow.
lot of different demographics that find the cow to be sacred.
Yeah, and then where you have the Israelites killing, bulls, in sacrificial, rituals. Egyptians didn't like that very much, and neither did some of the people from the tribes in India.
Nope.
Didn't like it either. So.
But Egyptians thought cats were gods too.
Yeah, they did. So I think it's certain animals you find them not getting along, and so that was. So yeah, there's that. But
I'll eat whatever I have to if it means I'm surviving.
yeah, it's. Would you eat turkey bacon?
I would eat turkey bacon if it was the only bacon I could find. If it was the only bacon that was available.
I think I was at a restaurant and they had duck bacon, and I was like, all right, I'll give that a shot. And then they were out. But yeah, I'm, turkey sausage, turkey bacon, turkey pepperoni. I'll buy a cheese pizza and put turkey pepperoni on it. But that's just, like a choice. And you don't see a lot of Christians doing that. That's mostly like kind of like a Jewish, Hebrew Judaism kosher type thing. And that's one of the things I follow. Right. But, just that's a choice. That's one of the things I know I can do. So I like to try and, have that relationship by doing that. I know that it's different for everybody.
Exactly. It's different for everybody. I don't judge anybody for what they do, what they believe, what their life choices are. I'll give you a little bit of crap about the turkey bacon.
Girlfriend does.
But, I won't look down on anybody for shit like that. Unless you, like, instead of eating, you want to smoke meth. I might look down on you a little bit. But,
Yeah, that's an extreme.
Otherwise, your life choices are you do you.
Yeah,
as long as you don't preach it to me or try to tell me your way is better than my way for whatever fucking reason, as long as you don't do that shit to me, I have no problem with what you do.
My girlfriend's mother, for Christmas, bought me bacon socks as a joke, and I was like, hilarious. And she, every time I see her, she's like, "Have you worn the socks yet?" I was like, "I ate them." But no, it's that's again probably one of the. It's not something that like upsets anyone religiously or tradition wise. That's, again, that's just, and there's plenty of different culinary choices based on allergies or whatever. This for me is just more of a, it is a relationship choice. So yeah, good.
So is your girlfriend like on the same plane as you with like your views and what you believe in and all that? Or is
No,
she opposite of you?
no, she was kind of raised a little Catholic.
A
So
little. You're never raised a little.
yeah, she had some, kind of like abusive matriarchs in the family that, were kind of like, and if anybody has this type of relationship with family members where it's forced on you, right? From an early age, where it's just like, I was forced to go to Sunday school, I was forced to go to class, I was forced to go to confession. It doesn't typically turn out too well.
Normally, no.
No, and
They're the ones, 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that end up being drug addicts, alcoholics, pregnant at 16.
yeah,
They are usually the ones that end up that way, or, from what I've seen.
so she's not a fan, and it's also based off of like how other people who are the ones forcing this on them as children present themselves as people. They're hypocrites, and
Big time.
where they claim or show this certain amount of piety and claim all these things about the religion that they follow, and then they're not very good people.
Yep.
So, yeah, and I agree, and I think that's what I was given. I was given the choice to go out and find out for myself if, and especially when you grow up, you hear all the stories as a kid, and you go to church, or you do this, or you're told these things by your parents. But when you become an adult and you become a whole lot smarter, you're going to have to do some research for yourself, because some of those things that seem so easy to believe aren't anymore. And I can tell you, I've definitely done my homework and my, research. I believe more than I did when I didn't understand. So, and I know it doesn't work out for everyone like that. And religion and tradition and stuff like that can really be a sore subject.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah. And, I'll have more arguments with other Christians than I will with people who aren't. Some of my best friends I talk to every day are not Christians,
Right.
especially in this community. You can't really have a conversation with someone who is, that has a really hard belief on what they think they know. So,
I like how you put that.
oof, yeah. So yeah, it's even I don't like.
I was raised Catholic. My mom's side was Irish.
Ooh, Irish
Heavy,
Catholic.
Heavy Catholic.
Did
I
you get
remember-
beat for smiling?
I remember making the mistake of saying I didn't believe in God in front of my grandmother. And that was like I had just killed her fucking puppy in front of her. It was the worst mistake I had ever made, and my mom let me know it too. She's like, "You don't ever fucking say that in front of your grandmother." Because my mom wasn't devout, like hardcore, but she made us kids go to class, the Wednesday class, go to confession, go to communion. And your first communion was when they said, "Okay, it's your choice now."
Yeah.
And right around the time that I was having my first communion was also the time that I got deathly sick and went, "There ain't no fucking God, because if there is, he shouldn't have been letting me go through this shit." And that's when I ended up becoming atheist.
I
And
mean,
then in 2019 is when I started following the path I'm on now.
I tell you what, those are crossroads, especially when you have death in the family or when you're faced with that choice. And I went a different direction. After my mother died, I was very angry with the God I believe in, and I too, like everyone, was like, why? Asking questions, why? And you think that, all right, well, if I don't get these answers, then it must not be real. And I can confess that I got all the answers I thought I wanted, and then all the ones I didn't think I needed, in a weird kind of way where it's like, all right. And, in the midst of a tragedy, which, I still don't have the actual why answer to, and you're never going to get that.
No, you never will.
I think as human beings, we think that we're solipsistic. We can't see past our own stupid faces. We think everything's about us, and it's not about you. And sometimes we have a hard time not really kind of thinking about that. So when something bad happens, we go, why? And we're not going to get why. Because maybe it doesn't have anything to do with you. But anyway, that led me here based off of, tragedies. And I think I'm closer to God than I was before all this happened. And I've never been the guy who needed saving. I was raised in a house that was, it wasn't forced. But it was fun. But all those things I was taught as a child, I was faced with. This is not what I was taught. But what I ended up actually learning, that foundation where the things you'd think are wrong became real and right in what I learned based off of those little things in the foundation I was taught. From a denominational standpoint, now it's different. But
a lot of the time it's just how you interpret things too.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. And have that type of understanding, and again, you can interpret things, but unfortunately I was seeing things through a lens that was also incorrect. If you're taught things through a lens that isn't correct, then it can really lead you off the mark of where you're supposed to be going. I don't know, but I didn't mean to go here, but I say I'm blessed, and I'm definitely happy to have this brand, and I do praise God for that. Even though if I selfishly think that I'm doing it, it's fun. I'm having a good time doing it. So,
and that's what it should be. Why would you be doing it if you didn't enjoy doing it?
Yeah, and I hope that everyone that does, what we do has a good time doing it and has fun and makes friends, and it's not it's a company, so we hope to make money and are able to support our families and maybe do a little more than we did doing something else. But it's fun. It's fun. It's art. Enjoy showing people what you do. So
it's like for me, I absolutely fucking hate people, but I love doing this. I love doing this. I have more friends tenfold through this and social media, Instagram, stuff like that. People that I would have never met. And there are many that I won't ever actually meet.
Yeah.
And in real life, I have one friend, maybe. I don't even really think I have a one friend. I have my brother, my sister, my wife, and my kid. And that is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah. I can say I was a part of a small immediate family, and I'm all that's left. So, and I don't feel alone. Even though that's that's what's left. So because I had that, I know they did a good job. So you're blessed just to have that, and
Yep.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I even after my dad died, I was really considering, like, I did pretty much shut down the YouTube. I didn't do anything on it for a year. I'm on the commission and I was on Daniel's show, but that was the extent of it. And I was really heavily considering just deleting everything. I was going to delete my Instagram, delete TikTok, all of it. And my wife was like, you might want to fucking think about that. Because, losing the two very, very important people in my life within a year, I would say I was in a pretty dark fucking place. And I didn't feel anybody or anything could help me. So then I decided to, she talked me out of it, basically, because I was basically right there about to hit the button and just get rid of it all. And she's like, all these guys that you would disappoint because you maybe right now feel nobody gives a shit and they're not there to have your back, but the real ones have been.
Yeah, it's like plenty of people ask you, is there anything I can do? Right? And the answer is always no, right? There's nothing anyone can ever do. Except just be there, right? For whatever reason. It's, hey man, you want to go grab a drink? Even if the conversations are stale and the football game on the TV is bad, like whatever it is, like it's just be there. But I hate this, I lost a father and a mother, and it's like in moments where I want to be sad, I'm like, you think you're the first person to ever have parents die? No, literally everyone. And trying not to be selfish, but it's been a few years now. It's going on 3, 4. Mom's like 10, so it's like you're like, okay, you're done. You're done. It's been enough time. Don't. But that's just a comedian in me. Like, you still miss them, you still love them, and you go, thanks, you guys did a good job, and I miss you. And
it slowly progresses to that point.
Yeah. It gets better, and all you have to do is, keep doing the things that make you happy. Get a little selfish, do what makes you happy, and you'll find that you will eventually find your purpose in doing that. And it's, you think that you're alone, but everyone at some point will share those types of losses, or scenarios or life events with you. You just have to talk about it, and you're not alone. And I think that's why, if you're at that point where you think you want to hit that button, it's like you think you're alone, and you're not. It's temporary. It is.
It's temporary, and that's kind of what I try to feel like it too. It's like there's a lot of days where it's like all the the guys that I have met through this. It's like, yeah, we're friends, we're acquaintances, we talk on here and whatnot. But if I were to delete social media, is it really going to affect you, kind of thing? That's where my head would go. Like, is it really going to affect you if you never talk to me again? That's where I would start going.
I mean, it shouldn't, right? Like,
you were doing just fine before I I joined.
Yeah, I mean, if I never talk to you again, should that hurt your feelings? I mean, no, you should have everything in place, especially with your family and everything you're doing to like, I mean, not care. I mean, not from a, piece of shit standpoint, but like if I stop, just be like, oh, that kind of sucks. Anyway, and that's because we all should. But it's good to have people in your circle in this world that you can trust and you can lean on. And this is, I started this a few months after my dad died, and I wasn't in a dark place. I was in a place I had a good foundation, but I was still searching for a purpose, and this is it. So anybody else that is sharing this with me, you're helping me fulfill my purpose. Whether you know it or not, whether it's biblical, whether you're an atheist, like, you're helping me fulfill my purpose, and that makes me a happy person. I'm happy you're sharing that with me. Just like you too. So that would make you a friend. Just like that.
Want to know what else makes Matt happy? Makes him a happy man? His girlfriend is fucking fine as hell.
Whoa. I can't believe she hasn't jumped in this chat. She's probably asleep.
I mean that in the most respectful way ever. But she is. So I can see why Matt's happy.
I don't want this. Yeah, like, when like a tweet, when they're like, oh, that tweet didn't age well. I hope that like this live stream ages well, but like, she's a great woman. So, she's been everything I probably haven't had in relationships. She's so supportive and is so happy to just be around me that you're like, all right, what do you want? But nothing. She doesn't want anything. So she's great. She's beautiful, and she laughs at all my jokes. So I tell her I'll keep her around, but she's great. And I don't post about her much because it's more of a business page, but right. I'm always taking pictures of her eating things. And one day I'll make a collage, but no, she's great. So and she is beautiful. I'm lucky to have her.
Oh,
you started it.
Oh. Well, we are at the 2-hour mark, sir. Is there anything that you want anybody to know?
I think we told them all.
Well, I mean, that we haven't mentioned at all yet.
No. I always have a blast doing this. In fact, I reached out to you. I'm like, can I be on your show? I was like, can I come on? You're doing it. Can I be on? Because I have so much fun doing this. I'm a talker. I like making jokes. I like having a few beers and hanging out with everybody. So this is what I like doing, and I appreciate everybody supporting and coming out, supporting Dan, and keep doing it. Give him a follow. I'm sure you're already subscribed. I'm honored. I'm blessed to still be doing this after 3 years. So thank you to everyone in here. And again, you reach out. And I hope we get to a point, me and you too, where like, you're an introvert. You don't like people. When you reach out, you're like, there's something you want to say, right? Yeah. You're like, and you're just like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, all right. So I don't do like, hey, how's your day? I'm like, all right, don't fucking small talk me. Like, Just hey, asshole. I was thinking about something. Like, yeah, like hit me with that. Like, I love talking to you. I love, joking around, and I could say that you got a friend. You need anything, I'm here, and no, you don't need to small talk me. You don't need to be like whatever.
That's the next time I'm gonna be like, hey Matt.
Hey, what's up, TB? Turkey bacon? What are you making? Turkey bacon pizza on your fake? Eating a lobster tofu? What are you doing, Matt? Reading the Bible right now? Eating turkey bacon? Yeah, again. So I would consider you a friend, and just like Daniel, and I know Corey stopped in. So yeah, I'd want you to know that. So,
oh God, my chest hurts. Oh.
Yeah, I'll do that to people. But yeah, you feel you don't need to small talk me. You give me a call. You reach out, and we'll do this again.
Oh yeah, of course. I plan to have you back on here. Once I have to recycle people,
Yeah, get through everybody. You gotta have Dan. Make sure Dan wants to be on first again. You can't have me on before Dan.
But anyway, all right. To the 17 of you that are still in here, the guys that have hung out the whole time, enjoyed the show, I hope. I appreciate everybody. I'm glad you guys came out to hang out with us. One little tidbit before I go. If you want to try out Biblical Bay Area Beard, scrolling down there's a code. It'll save you a little bit of money if you want.
Yeah. BOTN 20% off, and that's good for everything. There's no stipulations. Any affiliate code, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, exclusions. Even the things I don't have sales on or discount codes for, an affiliate code will get you 20% off on that item. It's good for everything. I tried.
There's 6 of us, but I'm the only one that matters.
Yes. He's the only one that matters during this show. Other shows, he doesn't matter. But, yep. So if you want, check it out. BOTN 20% off. biblicalbeard.com.
All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping. Glad to hang out with y'all. Until next time, though. See ya.